big epic stamp to the world, our next release, and we're like 3/4 of the way there, and we're going to be making some big announcements in the next month, 2 months. We're working on a slew of videos. We're actually working on 3 videos because we're really YouTube focused right now.
Cool.
It's kind of the new, I mean, that's where every kid is going to see and hear music, so we're going to put a big emphasis on that.
What are the songs that you're putting out?
There'll be probably like 9 or 10 songs, and we're working with local dudes that we're big fans of, Vasily Shields and
Rodrigo
Lopez.
Very talented.
Awesome dudes. They did our last single, All Our Love.
I don't know any of these guys.
They're
You
great.
should get to know them, yeah.
Yeah, great local video guys. They've done like videos for Lisa Bello and Joy Daniels. You've probably had her on the show.
Yeah, I know Lisa and Joy, yeah.
Cool.
And yeah, we've had Lisa on, not Joy as of yet, because Joy went to Atlanta to go do a music video, and she hasn't come back yet.
Good for her.
Oh, you got to get her on. She's all spit and fire, man.
Yeah, she's a
dope.
bit much. You and that mic are not friends.
It's a goofy situation I got over
I have no
here.
idea.
This microphone stand has a case of erectile dysfunction.
Yes, it does.
I think
because
is the
we
issue.
have people
Come on,
in here
Darth.
that don't know how to
Darth.
use any of the stands.
Darth, you
So
getting
like
old.
other shows come in and they just manhandle stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, we don't want to replace it." Well,
I feel like the farther I sink into the couch,
it follows. Yeah,
yeah. So it's really not a big deal because I'm actually getting more and more comfortable.
yeah. You look it on camera. That's for sure.
It is a nice couch for an interview, that's for sure.
It is
Good.
a nice couch.
Way comfy.
Although
we've interviewed the couch before, actually. It's,
I can see. I can
nice.
tell. It talks.
Yeah, it's great. It's definitely not a fart. I swear. That thing you just heard.
Aw. And where's the rest of the gang?
So they are seeing their respective families. This is like one of the few times a year a touring band really gets to sort of do the family thing. So we're here hanging with you guys.
part of the Gag
Our
Order family. All right.
Aw.
Our extended family. Jake he's in Minneapolis with his family. That's where he's from. Seth is in Chicago. That's where he's from. Phil's kicking around here somewhere. He's our drummer that lays low. And Brad is frantically running around doing the Christmas shopping thing.
Oh.
So
Wait, which one was the pretty boy?
that's Jake.
Okay, Jake. All right. I was just trying to remember. I was like, which
Or
one?
Seth.
Yeah, I hope
it
he's
could
listening.
It could be our furry flutist.
The furry
It
flutist.
depends what you're into.
Seth was the Kesha one.
Yes, that's right. Wow, good memory.
Yeah, I remember.
Excellent.
That's a
gotta
little
go with
different now. You get to walk through, get the Christmas Prudential experience on your way up here.
Yeah, it gets old. Trust me. The people
I used to
downstairs
work
get
in this
old,
mall, man. I got not a lot of love for this mall.
Foot traffic downstairs
This
is terrible.
Stinks.
Some snobby peeps.
So, Jazz, what's going on? You got any questions for Gentleman Hall here in the studio?
Yeah, I wanted to know, I actually can't listen to you where I am, so I don't know if this question's already been asked, but I just wanted to know what kind of gigs they had coming up, any local stuff that I can catch or anything like that.
Just played our big Boston show at the Sinclair, which is an amazing venue for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. It's completely epic. New style architecture with like different level balconies and all kinds of doodads. But that was our big Boston show, so we probably won't be doing another Boston show till the spring. But Bro, do you want to fill them in on some of the...
Yeah, we're heading to California next week, which will be cool. We're doing the Snow Globe Festival in South Lake Tahoe, which is crazy bill. It's got like Chromeo and Deadmau5 and Big Gigantic. And
Can you tell them about a show called Gag Order? I'm sorry, I always have to sneak this in.
Well, yeah, we've got this thing coming up in 10 minutes ago called Gag Order.
Check it out. It's got a big lineup.
It's got a huge lineup.
Hey, watch it with the fat jokes.
But we're doing that, and then we're spending about another week and a half in California. Like we were just saying, Jazz, we were talking about this band Royal Teeth we're hitting it with. They're blowing up right now. Based out of L.A., I think they're originally from something like Louisiana. Really good music. They're starting to tear it up on XM and stuff like that. So if you get the chance to check out Royal Teeth, I'd recommend it. Kind of similar to us.
So you're going to be out in LA for a while. Where's the show you're doing in LA next? Is it in LA next week?
Good question. We are doing New Year's Eve in LA, actually, upstairs at the Roxy, which will be really cool. That's going to be like, we've been looking forward to that for, I don't know, maybe like a half year now. We booked that. which will be
Nice.
cool.
I'm gonna be in LA for New Year's, so maybe I'll come through and check you guys out.
Maybe you should definitely come through because it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
You guys are doing any kind of like secret Santa thing within the band members, or?
Oh God,
Is that
no.
it?
The last
No?
time,
Wait,
the
but what
last time we did
questions?
that, it sounds kind of creepy.
Oh, I didn't mean like secret Santa. I meant like, presents
Sit on my
like-
lap, little drummer boy.
Sneak it in, Santa. No, the last time we did that, it was kind of disastrous. We ended up with some gifts that I almost feel like we can't even mention on your show.
Really?
Yeah, weird stuff.
Like,
That never happened.
You might not remember it.
I was not there.
wait, what kind of laugh? That was an evil laugh. That was an evil. That he was like, someone woke up sore and had questions.
That was awkward. That actually, I think the rabbits were there for part of that.
Wait, have you guys partied over at Karmaloop here?
I haven't.
Partied
You
over
got-
at Karmaloop?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
like the
We've-
actual building.
No, I've been to some of their. Someone from LA. I've been to some of their like the parties they throw, which are awesome open bar parties, and I appreciate that. But I don't know. Do they have like a radio thing or something?
No, they have an actual place that's on Newbury Street. Is it? It's on Newbury Street, like towards the end of it. And what it is just a loft space that has a ton of their clothing in it, and it's an insane place because they're doing the new
cool.
the new Video Girl promotion stuff, which is kind of getting out of hand. Which is getting really out of hand because Jimmy was there with me last time, and we're just like in the other room trying to get a hold because like one of the guys that's the host is a friend, and while we're trying to get his attention, the girl next to him just decides, you know what, now it's time for the world to see my chest. Bam! It's just like, I think it's time to leave.
Nice. They're keeping it classy.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had a space still because I remember they closed. They were
No,
on
the
Newbury.
store is closed, but they
Oh,
have
okay.
the office. The office is
It's like the pretty much what are they doing? The internet sales is that the
yeah,
biggest?
a lot of internet sales.
Nice.
And I think he wants to open one in London or something like that, but who knows?
You should.
Why don't you guys get clothing done by them or have a?
I feel like they're. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but they're generally more like a hip hop sort of aesthetic, right?
He's a little bit of everything.
I feel like Greg doesn't really.
Greg, he
mess with-
embraces. He does embrace rock. Look at Bad Rabbits. Again,
Yeah, the Bad Rabbits. I don't know if they're kind of like
Everything.
They're obviously not a hip hop band. They're not a rock necessarily a
just
rock
music.
band. Yeah, but they got the kind of a street vibe. You know, they have like the hand symbol. They have an aesthetic, some kind of hand. It's a gang symbol. I don't approve. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't think Greg would mess with a rock band that has no.
You guys should definitely get clothing done by somebody because you guys are so unique in your sound, and you have so many different parts of your band.
We chat. That
would be cool.
I'm down for them to give us money.
Cool.
Hey,
Is that what they do?
Boston Mayo's been asking a couple questions of you guys. What's a typical day at a Gentleman Hall manor like, and why is Boston like your home base?
I guess
Why is your name
if we're
Boston Mayo?
actually home, Boston Mayo, I can tell you the lineage of this name because I've had to ask them. They're from Boston. Mayo, and they're Irish. Mayo is a county in Ireland, so it's a large crew. This Facebook is more or less run by this woman Mary, who is like an amazing human being. She's pretty much like the Mother Teresa of Boston. She brings in kids from various different backgrounds, some of them from abused backgrounds, brings them to shows, brings them to live, supports the live scene, live art scene by bringing a lot of these kids out of whatever their environment is and bringing them to live shows. And she's brought a lot of kids to our shows and has done a lot for Boston. So she's an awesome person. And,
You should get kids involved with what we're doing. We're a bit weird.
she'll be on.
That just sounds wrong. So I totally understand if you call the police. I'm sorry.
You can either call the police or call gag order,
Yeah.
Mary. But
Yeah, they're more or less our extended family.
yeah, they're awesome. She's like, if you guys are ever going through a tough time, come over. We'll give you pizzas, and we'll. We're like, we'll be getting pizzas then because this music thing is not making dough.
You guys haven't. What's your peak? Just the Billboard show? I mean, well, that's kind of epic.
What do you mean peak? I mean,
Like, where have you
We're-
guys felt like?
Haven't hit it yet, right? Still to come,
Yeah,
right?
we got
Did
a long way to go.
I mean,
There's
any
so
band
many
at any
things.
level, it's a struggle. You want to get by. You got a crew. You're paying out. You got a booking agent, a manager, a label. The artist is always going to be at the bottom of the money that's paid out. So you just enjoy playing music. It's not really about a peak, or it's not really about like a moment of a ton of money anymore. But it's just about managing your business, managing your band, and sustaining a career. So we're successful right now. If we can run around the country and play our music, make videos, we're having fun. This is the life we're trying to sustain. We're not trying to be like
are you
Diddy.
guys? Are you living off of this, or is there a 9 to 5?
Yeah, this is the gig right now. A lot of us, being in Boston for so long, are fortunate to be able to pick up odd jobs if it's necessary. But right now, it's 100% focused on the music, and we've got a great team. I would say for bands that are younger than us, get involved with companies that do placements, because that is just a huge source of money and a source of exposure. So
you guys need to get your song on like an NFL day or something like that for Fox.
That'd be great, man.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of TV show stuff, primetime TV, teen TV shows pay real well.
Like what?
Pretty Little Liars, 90210.
Big fan.
Yeah, you can
No,
catch
I
us.
can't.
You can catch us on it again in like March. We're gonna
they've-
have another track in there.
Oh.
Pretty Little Liars is at the
yeah.
point where they're demanding our music now, so we're like, yeah, sure, take it. I mean, they have big budgets for music on these shows. It's amazing. They're really looking out for artists.
You
So.
did say you like being around here, you've picked up odd jobs around here before, and you mentioned that you used to work downstairs in the Prudential shops. Doing what? What were
Ben
you?
and Jerry's scooping
Ben
ice
and
cream, baby.
Scooper. All right.
It's
Nice.
awesome, such an awesome company. It's actually
You have the colors. You have the company colors on.
That's right, man. I'm still eating Ben and
You have
Jerry's.
the company headband on, too. That sounds right. No, I used to work at a Ben & Jerry's up in Vermont, so
Nice, dude.
I know what that's about. I've
Where in
scooped
Vermont?
in Burlington, Vermont.
Wherever
I used to go to
Vermont came
UVM.
from.
At the headquarters? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, not the Waterville, wherever that place is. No, not
Yeah,
down
yeah.
there at the factory. No,
But
just at this shop.
they've stayed on board, man. Like such great people, very involved in the community. They gave us a smoothie in all the Boston stores.
There's a Gentleman's Hall smoothie.
It's called the Gentleman Hall. They were gonna call it the one night lemonade stand because it's a lemon smoothie, but that didn't get approved.
Is it filled with things that will make me gag and then like it and then pass out and then wake up and then scream?
Is that what a Friday night looks like for you these
Well,
days?
for you, with you guys, yes.
Is that what lemon
With
does
your
to you?
video that induces seizures, yes. Your colorful video.
But they're cool, man. They gave us that, and $1 of that of every one of those purchase goes to
Your pockets.
None of it goes to our pockets. It would be awesome if it did, but it goes to the Boston Community Center for Music, which is a nonprofit for kids trying to get involved in learning an instrument, performing, stuff like that.
That's awesome. That's really
It's
cool.
really cool. Ben and Jerry's, and as you probably know, working there is really involved in whatever local community they're in, so they do a lot for sure.
Well, they don't care
definitely.
about us, so good for Ben and Jerry's.
No,
You know-
Ben and
They don't
Jerry's
care
loves
about you
us. I mean, who's buying the pints, man? That's me and you, man. Dublin mudslide all the way.
Gag order. You guys should get a pint.
I just realized, I just had an epiphany. I'm actually peaking right now. Being here, I mean, this is
You're
like
climaxing
it's
right
a
now.
collective climax in this room. I feel like
Aw.
it doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, this is it.
So I'm glad you're getting it on video. This is a big moment.
Yeah, you're paying us a lot of money, so we'll do it. You know.
Wow.
I think I
Very
could jump
warm
out
and
the window
tingly.
comfortably. We were talking when we were off air for all of those that weren't watching about deals. Like I thought by now, once the billboard thing hit, you guys would have been offered so many deals or had something. You would have parlayed it into some like major label deal. And you were telling me that it was more a matter of integrity rather than offer.
Well, it's just the major label thing can be a really good partnership, but for a band that's very early in the developing stages, I don't think it's necessarily a healthy relationship. So we weren't ready to sign an offer that would have taken away all creative freedoms, would have, surrendered our mixes, our songs. A band like us, as early as we were when we did the Billboard thing, a major label experience could have been really bad. It could have been, them taking over our sound, doing it differently, bringing in co-writes to write songs for us. I mean, this is just kind of the reality of the business. But on the other side of things, a band that holds out, develops a fan base, tours, proves themselves, delivers their brand, proves they're moving units and stuff like that, can partner up with a major. The major labels will always be there, and they'll be there. They're still listening to Gentleman Hall and poking their heads in. But we want to make a strong product that we can, prove to a major label is worth amplifying to the entire world, and then maybe that would be a good time to
That sounds really familiar to
Yeah.
what we got going on, man.
In my theory, what I have, and the main reason why I feel this is a place for artists to come, especially those that have a decent fan base and are still expanding, the exponential amount of growth the internet gives you kind of limits what the radio industry can do for, like the label industry can do for you. Because think about it, they're only offering you the fact that they can distribute your music to everyone. But if on like YouTube you're getting millions of views and you have hundreds of thousands of like subscribers, chances are if you go open a show in Texas, you're gonna sell out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes and no. It is tough to see a translation all the time between your internet plays and your physical ticket sales. They don't necessarily correlate. So if I had a video with 2 million plays and I'm in Boston and I go to like Austin, Texas to play a show, it's not going to sell out.
well, if you look at the little thing on YouTube, there's a little graph that tells you what states and what regions.
That's great. You're totally correct. You can see your analytics of where your plays are
so
coming
I would
from.
make sure that I would check to see where I'm
Yeah.
popular, not where I'm in the blue or in the don't ever want you anywhere near here category.
Well, that's really wise thinking. Actually, we could have used your consultation a while back when we were touring, doing full country tours. And,
How did that go? They gave you a car, right?
the billboard thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us a car.
How was that?
Well, they had to give us 2 because we're 6 dudes.
We gave it back,
No,
by the way.
they
We didn't get to keep
Oh
it.
yeah, that's right. They told us they gave us a car. That's what they said in the press release. Like, we're giving these, early baby bands cars so they can.
See the fun.
it back?
We're still
Oh,
here.
it
waiting for the
wasn't.
car.
It wasn't like we had it. See, the fun part about being independent and unsigned, it works. For us the same way it works for you is, we can be and say whatever we want. Like we can be on your radio show because you guys book the acts that you want to have in, and on the same side of that, you can have us in. It's not like we're tied to someone who says more. Like what we can do and what we can say.
Yeah,
you
we've
guys have
run
the
into
same
that a
situation.
couple of times.
Where's the fire? Like why would you sacrifice that? Like this is great. There's no
Yeah, we're free.
censorship or anything here. This is.
You were saying that you got a big show coming up on New Year's Eve out in Los Angeles at the Roxy. You said you've been planning it for like 6 months and whatever. This is all assuming that we make it through the doomsday.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
guys don't believe in that at all, right? You just
No,
rolling the
we're-
dice, or what's the deal?
We're hoping we can get some free stuff out of that. Actually.
Oh yeah, a little looting
I'm
in
hoping,
Los Angeles.
yeah, I'm
All right.
hoping
It's been
stores are
done,
just
man.
opening the doors like, yeah, we don't even care. It's all over tomorrow. Just max out credit cards that way. You know what? I was
We're ahead of
the.
the curve with the credit card spending.
I'm not gonna pay it back.
Nah, it's all
I
good.
should go buy a house tonight, just for no reason.
Should give him the credit card back, like you did the car. thanks for this. I'm all set now.
Yeah, you take it and the debt. Here you go. Have fun with it. Oh, so what are you guys planning on doing? Like, where do you see the scope of like your success in the next 5 years or so? What do you see coming?
2013 should be a really big year for this band.
It is. It's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers, baby. We got our first full record coming out. It's a big moment for a band to drop their first album, and with the team we have behind it and the plan we have behind it, we're going to tour on it, and we're just planning on building from there. So,
Do you know when it's dropping yet? Are you still working on it?
we're still working on it. We're gonna do an announcement to the public in about January or February, like I was saying. But as far as the
Gentleman Hall record is dropping. It's
yeah, we're gonna do it right here.
It's called Ladies Rug.
Let's get that. Let's book that right now. I heard it. Let's get that in like writing.
Well,
You're gonna
he's
drop it right here.
But
You're
he's
gonna drop it
lying.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay knows me. I don't know.
Oh, well,
He's-
so if people are looking for you guys on Facebook, though, where can they find you?
Facebook.com/Gentleman Hall, and we are very involved with keeping that updated and keeping fans in the loop.
Twitter as well,
Twitter's a good one too, for sure.
at Gentleman Hall.
At Gentleman Hall.
Anything else? Are you on any other social media that people can check you out on? Or?
Yeah, our flautist, who's a really social dude, just started up our Tumblr, so we're gentlemanhall.tumblr.com. Who's the guy who wrote Diamond Girl?
Oh, Ryan Leslie.
Ryan Leslie. You can't sell tickets, man. You can't even go into a 500-person club and sell.
He can't
but
do
then
anything.
You have bands like Tame Impala, new bands that are doing
Because
that are
people like
guitar-driven,
real music again.
are selling. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, like, a guy like you was like, you did this billboard thing. What are you doing now? But it's not really like that. It's not like a very high social profile kind of thing. It's not like we're going to get a lot of big TV buzz, but we get fans on the internet and we sell tickets. So it's like although to the public who saw us in this big light for a second may say, oh, what the heck happened? Like, you guys are supposed to be on my TVs and everywhere right now. No, a band that's working a career is very much active and is selling tickets in regions and is doing really well. Might not be what it was for us, you know, where it's like, oh, you're on MTV now, you're doing real well. Oh, and now I see you on...
Your band, Radiohead.
What about them?
Like the same thing.
Yeah, by the way, I started it. that's my band, apparently. Hold on,
you know what I mean? Just
what are you
because
talking about?
he's saying like how they're not in the spotlight as much anymore.
Yeah, the
They're
spotlight
still a
is
dominant
a
band.
silly place for a band to be. I don't think it really is even appropriate anymore, and I think it's better that bands are out of the spotlight. You know, it's kind of a joke when your Amy Winehouses or your Axl Rose or what you wanted your rock star to be some public eye drug addict clown. I don't think that's really the case anymore. I think it's about bands doing it right and doing it for the fans, not for some kind of facade of public persona or something like that.
And
So-
like you guys, it's just so much more refreshing to me coming into this show as in comparison to some of the other acts that we've featured.
I'll drop some
here.
names on it now.
No, I don't really want to. I just,
no, you shouldn't.
it's just like, how about this? Ready for this? Like, do you guys play your own instruments?
We don't play instruments, man. That's a thing of the past.
I was just
man.
gonna say that was so cool.
No,
you
no,
were
no,
supposed
we
to say
do.
yes.
We do. We spend a lot of time learning our instruments.
Right?
All the guys in the band.
And somebody plays the flute.
Like, that's beautiful. Like, that's what's
Oh,
missing, man. You know, like the effort, of being good at making a beautiful noise from a certain just instrument, basically.
You don't let
and
me
then putting
play
it
guitar
together
from my
with
keyboard.
I hear you.
The,
I hear you.
the little iPad commercial
Yeah,
thing.
play guitar from my keyboard.
Yeah.
I have a rock band too.
Guitar.
It takes about like 20 minutes to put it all together.
Yeah.
Then I can have a song.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
don't-
really refreshing.
It's definitely way less people playing live instruments, but it's definitely not any less rewarding to learn a live instrument. And I do think there are things that are keeping live instruments cool to kids. When I think about kids growing up right now, because you have stuff like garage, or what's it called
Garage band.
on the video game tip.
Oh, rock band.
Rock band, but also GarageBand's a good point too, because you're getting a laptop and you already have recording software. I mean, when I was a kid, I had to do some crazy things to get my hands on ways to record.
Oh
So,
man, your basement was just a mess of cables and computers and monitors and things to plug into.
You know what I used to do?
a lot of Radio Shack.
Do you remember
That
that,
was crazy.
30-second sound record thing that you had on the computer, on the Windows
Oh yeah,
computer?
sound recorder.
Yeah, I used to loop that and then copy that loop and put it into another one and loop it. So I would have 4 minutes.
That's
of
cool.
empty space.
That's really cool.
That's what I used to do until I got empty space.
That's
And then
pretty
I was like,
impressive,
yeah,
man.
there.
You're like
I was already-
making your own multi-track
I
recorder.
had to. That was the only thing I could do.
I got respect for that. I used to, when you had the tape deck, I used to press record on one tape deck and play on the other, and then you layer a thing in, and then you reverse them. So now I'm recording and playing on the other one, and rewind, so it's now I can hear that guitar and I can layer over that.
Yep.
And I used to stack them up, and by the time you had like 4 tracks, your noise shelf for the non-noise geeks, that's just like how much ambient white noise you're getting, had gotten so loud it'd be like my song would be like, and you'd hear me way in the background. But you get creative.
No, and I remember the early days of Fruity Loops even. Going in and
definitely went the Fruity Loops.
had none of the virtual instruments on my computer because I had a really crappy computer. So what I used to do was I'd go in and beatbox something, grab like one of the actual equalizers and just make the gain really high and bring the bass down. So I made like my own bass.
All right,
my own
let's
drum
hear one of these
sounds.
tracks. Can we get one of these tracks
no,
on
hell
there?
no. You would hear it, but I literally I had a couple where I'd be like and then make my own sounds and put a song together, and then it'd be the same thing with all the white
You
noise
could
in the
have been
background.
the next Bobby McFerrin.
I feel like you still could. That could be a thing.
It could, yeah. Crappy Music Central.
People
Here
love it,
all the
man.
time.
The instruments are getting cruddier and cruddier. It's an awesome sound. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and also having natural inflection on your voice and not being able to hit all your notes is something that people find appealing too. Not being a terribly good singer is something that people are into for some reason. I think rap.
They're
is
into it
that.
on the American Idol tip. Get your Philip Phillipsons.
Yeah, but you were saying like you guys like you play your own music, and that's what's cool. As opposed, I mean, like just the fact that you do that when there's so many different artists out there who are gaining notoriety and fans who don't do. First of all, don't write their own music, don't perform their own music. They lip sync half the time they're on TV. Like, that's cool. Like, that's rock and roll, and that's awesome. Because we all grew up in the time where, like, we would tape record the radio when that one song
That was
would
a
come on,
mixtape.
right? It was a mixtape, and you always missed the first 15 seconds. And it always, like, jumped into, like, 1 week was already 3 days. I don't know. That was for instance.
Amen.
But
There's definitely junk out there. I feel like there was junk back then too, but
It was called
but-
80s pop.
But,
We just
but stuff back then wouldn't last as long as it does now. Like, your one-hit wonders, they'd have their month, and they would die off the face of the earth, and you would not hear them
But
again.
the one-hit wonders and like
It's an
Pat
interesting
Benatar
point.
still show up.
We're
You're
still listening to LMFAO right now. You know,
I'm
it's
not.
still on commercials.
I'm not.
sorry, I can't take that.
LMFAO was an interesting one. They did go a bit longer maybe than I would have expected, but they had some anthems.
Everything was an anthem.
Okay.
Everything sounded the same. Everything was just, we have to party now. Here's the party. And
Yeah,
they
the party
say
genre.
Nothing. None of this has any
was like
correlation with the hook.
Andrew
The party,
WK, but
Yeah.
which I liked actually,
Back in the
because
day, that
he
was
was like,
alright.
I feel like he created that sort of party genre where he's like, all right, I'm gonna rock, but just all my lyrics are about partying.
Yeah.
And then LMFAO kind of picked that up and maybe did it a little differently.
On a hilarious note, tying that all together, I saw Andrew WK perform solo. He just played piano and sang. Really good musician.
Yeah.
Speaking of people that
I
can
like
play an
Andrew
instrument,
WK.
he was amazing. It was a hell of a show, and he was getting like the crowd involved, and he was crazy.
I
He
wanna
was
party
dressed,
with Andrew
dressed
WK.
all in white, and I think his nose was bleeding or something like that.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
but man, he held it
Standard.
down for like an hour and a half just by himself.